What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my reaction channel and welcome back to another reaction with Keyambri. And today we're going to be reacting to the life of Lil Chipmunk. Let's check it out. This is on Hood Politics. Let's see.
With posturing little soldiers.
It's easy to CRIP to me.
Hold on, start from the
How important is money?
Or was that the beginning? Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. It seemed like it had skipped a part, but I guess this is how it started.
With posturing little soldiers.
It's easy to CRIP to me.
How important is money?
Problem. Is it not important?
You'd be a CRIP whether there was a money or not.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wow, this footage
Y'all
is
think
old.
CRIP got to do with money?
It ain't got nothing to do with money.
South Central Los
That's protecting your
Angeles.
homeboys. Watching out for one another. Some y'all don't do. Y'all don't watch out for. You wouldn't die for him, would you? You saying that now on TV, but you wouldn't die for him for real.
He handsome. This guy right here. He's handsome.
I die for my homeboy.
Would you die?
Yeah, I die for my homeboy.
If somebody came up to you tomorrow, grabbed you and said, I got a job, a good job, good pay for you, would that make a difference?
Come on, let's go now.
It ain't gonna stop me from CRIPing.
But you'd take the job too, wouldn't you?
Huh?
You'd take the job too?
I'm a CRIP at work.
Youth gangs primary.
I mean, hey, I don't support gangs. I don't support gang banging. You know, that lifestyle is not sustainable. Doing that lifestyle can only lead to two roads: either death or going to jail or being in prison. But I definitely understand what he's saying. Like, you know, yeah, he'll take the money, but he's still like, that's not really help. Just because you got a job, that's not helping you get out the streets or leave your past behind. He's still gonna be a CRIP even at work. Like, you know what I mean?
Primarily black and Hispanic, are setting records this year. More than 160 gang-related killings in the Los Angeles area alone. Some, like Joker, survive attacks, though shot 5 times and paralyzed for life. Gang members say some of it remains traditional turf warfare.
It's bad. It's real bad. People
Hey,
dying
this is
over nothing.
California for you.
Over a neighborhood.
Yeah,
You know, over something that they really don't own.
yeah.
You can't top your head there, little man. Okay? All right, you're just a little man, but you gotta do it.
Hey, what y'all doing all of this for?
So this right here is Lil Chipmunk, which I'm pretty sure that he's about to explain right now. But in California, no matter what side of California you from, we all heard about the story of Lil Chipmunk. It not really too much. All we know is that he was like 11 or 12, and then he got killed, and he was like involved in the streets real early. I never really learned about his background though. So it's gonna be good to get a deep dive and really kind of see what his childhood and upbringing was really like. So yeah, let's get into it and really kind of see what led him to this lifestyle.
We're checking you out, man.
Your dog, man.
Nice tracking you got up there, buddy.
Your dog been biting people. What they call you, young
And you
man?
could tell this is really from the 80s. This is so long ago.
Eric Maestro Decatur, also known as Little Chipmunk, was born on July 27, 1982 in Los Angeles, California, to his mother, Glenda London, and his father, Arthur Decatur. He was one of 7 siblings, and his home life was described as unstable and tumultuous, to say the least. Early on, his father was in and out of the home, but eventually he disappeared for good. He grew up in the west side of South Central on 83rd Street.
And that's really how it starts. I mean, if you think about all these young men that chose this type of lifestyle, I can guarantee you they will all tell you like their father was nowhere to be around at all, period. Like, just vanished in a thin air. Like, it's really, really sad. They didn't have no type of guidance from another man, you know what I'm saying? And then the men that were in their lives weren't really good role models.
In an area known as the Shady 80s, because it was well known for its crime and gang warfare. It was different from other hoods on the west side, who had a more manicured and middle-class type of look. But where Chipmunk came up at was known for its poverty, filled with rundown and dilapidated buildings. Everything negative that a child should never have to witness coming up, Chipmunk had front row seats and seen it all. His mom did the best that she could raising her kids in the rough area, and she was one of the few white residents who lived there. Chipmunk attended Manchester Elementary.
Real quick, just even going back to when he said Chipmunk was one of 7. You can't keep your eyes on 7 kids. Like, what? 7 kids? You can't keep your eyes on 7 kids. Like, all 7 kids, you cannot keep a close eye on them. Like, that's tough. Like, she's only one person. Like, man.
Preschool, where he was known for his outgoing personality, being good with numbers and creativity. He was even a part of the school's gifted program due to his high level of intelligence. And when he wasn't at school or at home, you could catch him playing basketball at the courts located on 88th and Hoover. But not having his dad around left a void in Chipmunk's life, and it made him feel lost. Unfortunately, he would seek out a father figure in the same place that so many other young inner city kids turn to, the streets. And by the age of 11, he joined the 8-Trey Hoover Crips, who had a reputation for being one of the most ruthless and infamous gangs in all of LA. After being established in the 1960s, they initially called themselves the Hoover Groovers. But as the Crips gang made its rise throughout the 70s, spreading throughout Los Angeles, they ultimately made an alliance and became the Hoover Crips. Despite his young age, Chipmunk repped his gang to the fullest, pushing the line just as hard as any OG Hoover. Despite his small stature, Chipmunk loved to fight and would go at it with people much larger and older than he was. He was known for riding his bike up and down Figueroa and Hoover, pressing anybody that looked unfamiliar and wasn't from the neighborhood. Internet personality Bosco 100 of the Queen Street Bloods even recalled running into Chipmunk when they were kids because they were pressing him and trying to get him to join the Hoovers.
They end up telling Chipmunk, they told Chipmunk, they were like, get him, get him, groove. I remember I was hearing he like, get him, groove, get him. So he fired on me. He was little, he fired on me. Man, I must have turned around and kicked his ass. I kicked his ass. I grabbed his hair, I ain't gonna lie, I pulled his hair. He's that little long hair shit. I pulled his hair. We was out there squabbling. Then they start jumping us and shit. My cousins start running shit. I start running too. We end up getting up out of there.
By 12 years old, Chipmunk had become prolific at stealing cars and would teach his other young friends in the Hoovers how to do the same. He was with the gunplay as well and loved his .38 revolver, robbing unsuspecting people in the neighborhood and having shootouts with the Hoovers' numerous rivals. In 1995, he would be featured.
Shootouts, robbing, toting guns, all of this at 11 and 12 is actually insane. Like, this is insane.
Featured on national TV after he was arrested on the television show LAPD.
This remind me of Lil Yummy, the Lil Yummy story from Chicago.
Life on the beat. Chipmunk and another young Hoover member were accused of going on a crime spree that day that included attempted murder, robbery, and jacking somebody for $25.
Chance the top of your head there, little man. Okay. Chance the top of your head there, little man. Okay. All right, you're just a little man, but you gotta do it.
Hey, what are you doing all of this for?
What do they call you, young man? What do they call you?
Chip.
Chip? What's this, dude? What are you gonna join inside? Been smoking the chronic?
No.
That's how you know this is late 80s, early 90s. The chronic, I ain't heard that. I ain't heard that since Dr. Dre, bitch.
Tattoos, Chip?
Yep.
The officers know that each of the gangs has a characteristic tattoo.
Right there.
Stand by.
Mother?
What What is all of this for?
We're just checking you out, man.
That ain't right.
No.
What ain't right?
Ain't wrong.
It's all good, man, all right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, you gotta commend the officers. You know, they kind of just doing their job. They not like being, cause you know how the police be around this time. Like they're like, you know, they were super, you know, just inappropriate and corrupted and just like doing a bunch of stuff to black people that they didn't have no business doing. So I commend these officers. It look like all they're doing is their job. They're not, you know what I'm saying, beating him up, roughing him up, you know, disrespecting him, calling all type of crazy names. You know, you could tell that they really just doing their job. You know, they're trying to figure out what's going on with this kid that they're saying is doing all of these crazy things, you know.
How old are you, young man?
Hey, well, Dad. How many times have you asked me this?
You're gonna get yourself in trouble one of these days, aren't you?
Sad, the officer called it.
Hey, Big. Stand by. Mother? Do you know the young man that was with him?
They just left my
Okay. The little young ones, 12, 13 years old, they're trying to prove themselves, so they'll go out, they'll put in the work because they know nothing's going to happen to them.
He was arrested and locked up at the Los Padrones Juvenile Hall, and only 3 weeks after his release, he would meet a very tragic fate. On the night of August 26, 1995, he was chilling on the block with the Hoovers when a rival gang pulled up on him in a car with somebody holding a handgun in the front seat and somebody holding a rifle in the back seat and started firing multiple shots into the crowd. Chipmunk was hit multiple times and died on the scene. His death hit the Hoovers hard, and they vowed to get revenge.
So my thing is, why is a 12, this kind of goes back to what I was saying about the mother and how she's only one person and can't keep an eye on all her children. Why is a 12-year-old out late at night just hanging out on a block like he's grown? Like he's not even a teenager yet. Like he's not even 16, 17 yet, or 18. Like, you know, you don't have more than you can handle, you know. I know she didn't know she was going to end up being a single mother. I know she didn't predict that the father would just, you know, walk out of their lives. But, man, like, you can't keep an eye on all your children. And one of them is the youngest one. He just hanging out outside like he grown.
For their fallen young homie.
I seen gangbangers die at 12 years old. My nigga Chipmunk, 83rd Street Hoover. 12 years old, it fucked me up. But it didn't change me, though. It made me more angry.
Word started going around that it was the UG Crips who were responsible, as well as the Rolling 90s. In the weeks following Chipmunk's death, there were shootings up and down Western Avenue, and retaliation shootings that took place on Hoover and Figueroa, causing multiple gang members to lose their lives in the shootings, as well as innocent bystanders. But unfortunately, tragedy would continue to hit the Decatur family because 2 of Chipmunk's sisters would also get caught up in the gang culture of LA, and they repped the 8 Trey Hoovers just as hard as their brother did. But choosing that way of life came with deadly consequences, because on the morning of July 29, 1998, Chipmunk's sisters Danielle Decatur and Felicia Decatur were chilling in a parked car with another member of the Hoovers named DeMar. They were sitting on 81st Street, but little did they know, their opposition had been riding through their neighborhood looking for DeMar. The 3 teens who were out on the hunt were in a stolen vehicle.
My bad, y'all. Camera cut off, but let's get back to it.
Their names were Teray, Curtis, and Donald. They accidentally rolled past the car that had DeMar and Chipmunk's sisters inside. But once they realized who it was and got sight on them, they quickly spent the block ready to kill.
And that's the sad part about it. They was looking for DeMar, so they weren't really necessarily looking for the girls. They was looking for the guy that the girls just so happened to be with that day. But unfortunately, nowadays, and not nowadays, because obviously this is back in the 90s, I'm assuming, or early 2000s, I really don't know, because it kind of didn't tell us, but you know, these dudes, they just don't care. They don't care if you with women. They don't care if you with your mom. They don't care if they're with your sisters, kids, old folks, grannies. They just don't have no respect. They do not care as long as they get their target. And the saddest part about it is 9 times out of 10, the bullets don't even get who they be meant for. It get the other people that surround them. And that's kind of like the saddest part.
They pulled up next to him with guns drawn and yelled out a derogatory term for Hoovers, calling them snoobers, before opening fire on the vehicle and killing Danielle Decatur in the process. Felicia sustained injuries to her arm from shattered glass, and DeMar made it out unharmed. The three shooters remember.
What did I just say? What did I just say? The bullets never, hit the person that they're meant to hit. It's always the other people that are around them. That's just so sad that that girl had to lose her life, like, because y'all was trying to get the guy. Like, man, so now this family, they got two, the mother, she got two kids that done died to gang violence.
Of the Playboy hustler Crips, rivals to the Hoovers. After killing Danielle, they returned to the apartment of Curtis's girlfriend, Shantae, but they didn't disclose to her what they had just done. Shantae would later learn about Danielle's death, and she confronted Curtis about his possible involvement, which he confessed to his girlfriend that him and his two homies were responsible. But he told her that they weren't trying to kill Danielle, and they were really aiming for DeMar. About 6 months later, the couple broke up, and Shantae made an anonymous call to the LAPD. She told them everything she knew about Danielle's death. Eventually, all...
And this is what I don't respect. So, if y'all hadn't broke up, you was gonna take that secret to the grave? The only reason you chose to confess was because y'all broke up? You a loser.
3 men would be arrested for first-degree murder. Curtis and Torre would both receive life sentences, but a jury was unable to convict Donald. And despite seeing her sister murdered right in front of her, Felicia would continue to rep the Hoovers, a decision that would ultimately lead her to spending time in prison down in Arizona. And after being...
You lose 2 siblings to gang violence, and you still want to rep the same... You still want to be involved with the same thing that left 2 of your siblings dead?
And incarcerated, she would soon learn a lesson that so many other people realize when it comes to the gang life, that no matter how much love you receive when you're on the streets, and no matter how much it seems like a family, when you get locked up, for a lot of people, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
She would post on social media about how she had no love or support being locked up, and saying that if people could donate anything, it would help.
That's
she
how
dreamed
it
about
goes.
getting back home so she could be with her kids. But sadly, in 2015, she would pass away due to complications of leukemia at only 31 years old.
She went to jail, left her kids behind, then passed away in jail. Man, this family got some bad luck, bro.
Unfortunately, Chipmonk's story isn't rare. It's a common occurrence in poverty-stricken inner-city neighborhoods throughout America, and the majority of those stories have one common theme: no father in their lives and a lack of guidance.
What did
and
I
even
just
one
say?
of the most ruthless and deadly individuals in
literally
LA
just said
gang
that.
history would speak on this epidemic. The infamous Monster Cody of the 8 Gangster Crips did an interview where he was asked about how not having a dad growing up affected him. He stated that he believed things would have been different for him, and he would have chose a more positive path in life. And just the thought of what could have been in his life brought him to tears.
And my mother couldn't protect me from that. Ray couldn't come get me all the time, and Dick couldn't, never came. But you know what I mean. So,
Do you resent that?
to a great extent, no doubt about it. I hate him. You know what I mean? I hate him because I think about what I could have been, you know, and I can't dig that, man. You run out of your kids, you know, father thing, man.
It's crazy because he keep talking to this white reporter saying, you know, and it's crazy because the white reporter, he don't know nothing about, you know what I'm saying, the things that happen in our lives and how certain things affect us, and he don't know about his father running out on him and stuff like that. He don't know, so he just looking at him like he's crazy, but not understanding like this is a real thing.
But that's just heavy to me now, you know.
And You could tell he's fighting back tears.
Would it have made a
That
difference,
lip
do you
is
think?
twitching.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have to go to the street to find the street people,
There
you
we
know?
go, the tears.
To find you know.
Despite the Decatur's family tragic history with the Hoovers, it hasn't stopped their affiliations, and it's said that Chipmunk has a niece who's one of the top frontline members. Although the majority of the Hoover sets no longer claim CRIP due to the fact that they were constantly at odds with other CRIP sets, so they decided to start their own entity. Due to the fact that they were constantly beefing with other CRIP sets, so they started going by the name the Hoover Criminals, mostly doing away with their blue colors and wearing orange to signify who they are, along with their infamous Houston Astros hat with the H on it representing Hoover.
So we consider ourselves Crips when all we do is kill ourselves Crips when all we do is kill Crips. That's why we turned criminals. That's why we turned criminals. And started wearing orange. Whatever happens when I walk out this house, I know.
Calling yourself criminals and wearing orange, all that's telling me is y'all ready to go to prison and be inmates. That's all that's telling me is y'all all ready to go to prison to be inmates.
My enemy could be could be coming to get me. But I wouldn't give a fuck, because I got my heat, so if anything happened, I'm gonna shoot this nigga.
And just like they did with Chipmunk back in the 90s, the tactic of recruiting young kids still persists to this very day, with members as young as 9 years old, because it's a lot less likely that they would receive serious time, even if they're committing violent acts like robbery and murder. When Chipmunk was accepted by the streets, he felt like he found a family, a place to belong. But unfortunately, this decision came with very tragic consequences, and he never got the opportunity to become a man and quite possibly change his mindset for the better and become a more positive individual. And Eric Decatur, he was only 12 years old when he died. Rest in peace, little homie.
Yeah, that's sad, man. Like I said, the streets, it's only two roads you could, it's only two ways you could go. Prison or die, die in the streets. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank y'all for watching this reaction, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next reaction.